Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the May Forum for the Northeast Ohio City Councils Association. I'm Chuck Germano, president for this year, and we thank you for coming down to Cleveland State to attend this ethics forum. We do have some unfinished business that we need to have a treasurer's report and a little information on our budget. So I call Deborah Sarnowski to give the treasurer's report. Deborah?
Okay, our current balance as of May 13th is $8,850.71 in the checking account, and we have a CD of $12,122.28. There was an audit performed on May 8th, and all the books were found in a, according to the bank statements, checks and deposits to be in order. Our budget for 2010, we have a total of money accumulated would be $14,248.07. We're showing income for membership, guests, interest, dinners and forms of $16,175. And our total expense would be $16,100. So at the end of 2010, we're projecting to have a cash balance of $14,323.07.
Okay, thank you, Deborah. And hopefully balancing our budget's easier than everyone else has problems balancing the city budgets. I'd like to call Danita Love, our vice president, who will talk about our future forum and introduce our speaker for tonight. At the conclusion of the presentation, we will have a microphone here on your left side, my right, and since we're taping this so that the council members that are not present, they could go onto our website and view this ethics forum. So you do need to speak into the microphone. Danita Love.
Good evening. Our proposed date for our September forum will be September 16th, and we are going to visit the county reform and invite our county executives to the forum. So that will be an information session, and we will send more information as we develop that forum. I'd like to introduce our speaker tonight, Susan Wilkie. She is the Education and Communications Administrator from the Ohio Ethics Commission. Susan joined the Ohio Ethics Commission in 2005 as the Education and Communication Administrator, where she oversees and conducts educational and communication outreach. Prior to joining the commission, Susan served for 11 years in the communications office at the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency and has also served as the legislative aide in the Ohio House of Representatives. She has 19 years with the state of Ohio, and her BA was from Ursuline College in Pepper Pike. She's here tonight to give us an overview on the Ohio ethics law. Can I do that is her topic. Thank you.
Thanks, Danita. Well, good evening. Good evening. I have to tell you, I called my husband earlier, and he said to me, "You're speaking in Cleveland?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And he said, "You are aware there's a Cavs game at 8, right?" Looking around the room, I think a lot of people are aware that there's a Cavs game tonight. So my husband said, "If you want them to like you, let them go a little early." That's exactly what my husband said. I said, he's a good man, isn't he? He's a good guy, yes. Well, you know, I have to tell you, I know I'm completely biased in this way, but I always feel like coming to Cleveland's coming home for me. I didn't actually grow up in Cleveland itself, but my father was born here here in the Tremont. Now they call it Tremont. My father will just, to the day he dies, calls it the South Side. It's the South Side. He was born there in 1925 to two immigrants. My grandmother was from Poland. My grandfather was from Russia. So whenever I come back to Cleveland, it just feels like coming home to me. Somebody asked me earlier, do you like living in Columbus? And I really do. It's a wonderful city. It's a great place to raise a family. But I'm telling you, we have nothing in Columbus that compares to the fascinating immigrant history, those cultural roots that you have here in Cleveland. So thanks for having me tonight. I'm so glad that your association considers this a topic that is vital. But I will say, even if you think it's vital, if your concern coming here tonight is that it would be deadly boring, all right, I sympathize. We've all been there. We assume this topic is going to be dry. It has to be tedious. It has to be boring. That's the very inherent nature of the topic, right? Well, let me ask you a question. Any of you in this room with me tonight, if you are in a large crowd, I don't mean a classroom of this size, I mean Disney World kind of crowds. Is there anybody here who likes to engage in the age-old sport of people watching? Oh yeah, you like to watch people just, you know, the thing is then, you might just surprise yourself. If you are fascinated by people, you might just find yourself a little more interested in the study of ethics than you thought at first, because when it comes right down to it, the study of ethics is the study of what? Yeah, it's people. It's us. Why do we do the things that we do? What are the things that motivate us? What factors guide our decision-making process, both as public servants and as people in our lives as well? Now, I will say this. Everything that I'm going to talk about tonight, I would like you in your mind to picture everything I say as the lowest standard to aim for. Truthfully. Now, you might think to yourself, is she criticizing the ethics law? It's a really low standard. Well, it's a criminal law. Any criminal law is basically telling us, okay, at minimum, let's obey the law. But if I say anything to you tonight that you think, well, obviously, in fact, we're more ethical than that in our city, marvelous. If I say something to you tonight like, all right, if there's somebody who's trying to get a contract with your city and they want to take you out for dinner at Panera Bread and pick up the tab for your coffee and your soup and salad, that's not illegal. You know, the truth is, that's a completely accurate statement. That would not be illegal. But if you were to say to me in return, all right, Susan, I hear you. No one's going to be arrested and charged with a crime because somebody bought my tomato soup and my bagel. I gotcha. But you know what? In our city, we've decided not to go there. Well, we're going to be a little stricter than that. Marvelous. I'm going to never dissuade you from being more ethical than what the law says you have to be. So everything I say, consider this base level. I kind of doubt that any of you ran for public office with your slogan being, I promise not to be charged with a crime. I think we can do better than that as public servants, because that's what the ethics law is saying, is at minimum, let's not engage in criminal behavior, but I think we can strive for a whole lot higher than that. So just take that right there at the beginning as we talk. Now, here's the other thing about this law. Okay, I think a lot of us can get hung up on the what's in it, what's it say, what can I do, just give me the rules, tell me what I can or can't do, and we miss the why of this law. You know, I did a speech some months ago now, and as I was getting ready to do the speech, I heard a gentleman say to his colleague as he walked in the room, he said, so is this a lady who's going to tell us we committed some felony because we ate some cookies at the holidays from a vendor last year? Okay, here's our policy on cookies. Share with the ethics speaker, because nobody buys her presents in her line of work. No, seriously. No, that's not my message to you tonight. I am not here to tell you that I have counted the popcorn tins in your city hall rubbish bin after the holidays were over to see what you all have been eating. That's not why we have this law. That's not the protection, the advantage, or the benefits of this law.